Space is increasingly congested, contested, and competitive. You've got a dramatic increase in the number of spacecraft that are in low Earth orbit. Think of this as a highway. So low Earth orbit is where most of the activity in space is currently occurring. That's where Starlink satellites sit. That's where most of the Earth observation satellites sit. And this highway is now getting more and more full.
So Morpheus Space is one of those companies that's working to improve the satellite mobility, making it more efficient, scalable, and sustainable.
You need the ability to speed up, slow down, change lanes. With space becoming increasingly congested, you need to be able to have all of these maneuvers that give you the opportunity to avoid the other spacecraft that are up there. Morpheus exists to address those problems.
So typically, electric propulsion system would use a noble gas, something like xenon or argon. But this is where Morpheus has introduced something interesting. Instead of using a noble gas, they're using a solid metal, gallium in this case, which is a solid at a room temperature. This is a huge deal because gallium offers advantages in terms of efficiency, availability, and handling. Here's how gallium compared to other material used in the field propulsion system. Gallium is heated to become a liquid and then exposed to an electric field, which causes the ionization of the atoms, turning them into positively charged ions. These ions are accelerated through a process called field emission propulsion. Essentially, a very strong electric field is created to extract the ions from the surface of gallium, and when these ions are rapidly ejected, the system generates a thrust needed to move the satellite. The GO2 is designed to be modular and compact, which means it can be configured to fit standard CubeSats units.
GO2 is our hardware product that is used for in-space propulsion. This is approximately a 10 centimeter on a side form factor. That's a relatively standard unit of measure when it comes to satellites.
So CubeSats are these modular satellites that have revolutionized the space industry, making space more accessible for startups, universities, and for developing countries. With GO2, CubeSats gain agility. Instead of being passive objects, they become active participants, capable of changing the orbits, avoiding collisions, and adapting to the mission needs. Each of these cubes is known as 1U. Small satellites measuring 10 centimeters and multiple units can be combined, such as in 4U, 8U, or 16U configurations, to provide more power and maneuverability. This configuration flexibility allows for adjusting the propulsion strength according to the mission's need. With this, the propulsion is extremely precise and efficient, making it ideal for performing orbital adjustments and ensuring satellites' longevity. Perfect for long-duration missions that require constant maneuvers.
One of the things that we're very proud of with the technology that we've implemented is basically what's called total impulse. Think of it as a measure of the size of your gas tank and the overall mileage you can get out of that gas tank. So GO2's total impulse is very high relative to other products in the market.
But to move intelligently, a satellite needs more than just a propulsion system. It needs a brain. And this is where Journey comes in.
We provide software that enable mission operators, satellite operators to define what they care about and then have our software calculate the right constellation to address the needs that they've identified for their particular mission.
Journey can analyze thousands of potential trajectories, optimizing routes to save fuel and extend the mission's lifespan. This level of precision ensures that satellite can stay in the operations longer and reducing the need for costly replacements. In addition to this, it is also important to address one big issue, which is always growing, and that's space debris. It's not just about the number of objects in the orbit, but the risk they pose to the future missions. According to NASA, propulsion systems like GO2 play a crucial role in making space sustainable.
One of the primary ways that space junk is created is through conjunction. So if you have propulsion systems on board, that means that you have the ability to conduct a maneuver to avoid a conjunction. And then the final type of maneuver that I'll talk about is active deorbiting. Active deorbiting is basically a controlled re-entry of a spacecraft into Earth's atmosphere in a way that we know will burn up on re-entry and not have any contact with inhabited locations on the surface of the Earth.
The idea is simple. By using GO2's efficient propulsion to burn up satellites in the Earth's atmosphere at the end of their life cycle, we ensure that every mission contributes to reducing space congestion. The future of space is not just about exploring anymore. It's about creating a sustainable infrastructure for our future. And the flexibility to maneuver, the power to adjust, the intelligence to correspond to a constantly changing environment, are what making the future of space both exciting and possible. This is a story of Morpheus Space, a company at the intersection of technology, sustainability, and the future of space mobility. They're building the tools to make space accessible and safe for generations to come. Thumbs up if you like it, and I'll talk to you soon in the next one. Peace. While I was researching for Morpheus and understanding what they're doing, how they're doing, I also ended up learning a bit of orbital mechanics. And this is what they call a rocket equation. It's pretty cool. So this is like the entire space is revolving around this thing. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.